Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Corex here again. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. This is my channel. Just doing this video to show you how to subscribe to my channel. Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Corex here again. So today we are going to be reviewing the market and seeing what you are expecting for this week. Today is Sunday, and I've not been able to trade well last week. So this week we made some rules and we made some trading plans, trading journal that we're going to be following this week. I'm going to be journaling my trade for this week, and also I'm still going to be following my risk management, my trading rules, and also sort of things. In my last video, I make mention of all these things that I want to be doing, though we're still going to try going into many of them very soon. So right now I have my market here. I'm recording it to my tab, and we're going to be adding everything together to make sense. So right here, guys, all we want to do now is, firstly, I told you guys I'll be trading GBP/USD and EUR/USD for this month. Only those two pairs. We're trading only those two pairs for this month. And while trading those two pairs, I have to analyze the markets first for this weekend. From this weekend, market is opening by 10:30. I think 10:30 or 10:30 or time above that this week. 10:30 above. The market is opening this Sunday. So before the market opens, we want to review the market, know what we're going to do tomorrow, Monday, and see what our target will be for this week. Basically, as you can see here, first thing I used to like doing is I like marking out the weekly trend, because I like marking out the weekly trend, and I love using the line charts. So let's start from that. So right here, this is the weekly trend. The market have broken structure on the weekly. I'll show you guys the reason why I said that. So let's go down to the 9 chart. Seeing the line chart clearly, we have the market trend. Let's start from somewhere here. The market broke structure here, making the trend bullish, but still later come and break this low, making the structure bearish, which means we have this which means we have this lower high and this lower low right here. Okay, it's meant to be this lower high right here. So the market came back, break this lower high, then turn this base to the higher high. This is the higher high, the higher low. Market break structure again, higher high, making this low, higher low, broke structure again, higher high. So we have from here, from this point to this high, inverted head and shoulder pattern on the weekly time frame. As you can see, head, shoulder to the market breakthrough. Now last week the market came down to the shoulder to come and retest the shoulder and start the downtrend. I'm not seeing that before. Sorry, I was not seeing that before until I started reviewing the market now. Because last week I was wondering why the market is selling, because upper week the market was buying. Why are we selling now? We are on downtrend. On the weekly time frame, as you can see, after the break of structure, the last break of structure, because if you want to mark out the trend of the market, this should be the last structure that this was the last structure that was broken. Yeah, right, the market broke that structure. Then we have from this high to this low. So from that lower high to this lower low right here. So if the market wants to change trend, all we are supposed to be expecting is the market to come and, if we want to change the trend, to my own perspective, the market is supposed to come and break, retest, then go, right? Because this is the last structural point the market build up. And seeing that structural point today, I see the head and shoulder pattern right there, which you can see right here. This is the head and shoulder pattern. If you don't know the head and shoulder pattern, the market broke, now come and retest last week. The market retested, finished last week, Then we have the trend continuation, which is the downtrend. So if you are going to be expecting anything this week, you're going to be looking for a sell, right? We're going to be looking for the sells this week. But at this point, we are still marking out only the which means I was making mistake before. This is the weekly trend on Euro USD. As you can all see, right? This is the weekly trend. This is the lower high, and this is the lower low for the weekly trend. So let's go down to the daily trend. I'm supposed to be doing it on my trading view, but I don't really like using the trading view like that on this tab because tab has some issue and I'm managing it with MT5. So right here, sorry for that. On the daily time frame also, we have a break of structure here, which makes this high, this low, and the market have not come back to that yet, but the market have shown us that it's a failure swing. Right there, the market already shows a failure swing. The market refused to break this high, refused to pass this one too, right there. So at this point, if we want to see it, the daily time frame is still on a bullish trend. I know a lot of you argue with me that it's on the downtrend. It's on the downtrend because majorly, if you check it very well, let me change this. I want it to be straight, so I have to change the number. Straight already like that. So now, if you should check the trend, if you have to check the trend from down here, let's start from here. The market broke this structure right there, then came down to this low. Then we have from this high to this low. So now the market broke it around there, which make it change of trend. The market shifted. After the shift, we have this high, and we have sorry for the old place, and we have that low. Go back to your place. Yeah, so this is the trend of the daily time frame. The daily is still on a bullish trend, but within the daily, we can see that the market broke structure within the daily, which is this, but we can't confirm that yet. So I can't confirm this trend because the market is still on a bullish trend on the daily time frame, and we have to break this structural low, then we test it or come into it and we test, then we make it a downtrend right there. The market is still buying at this point, but we can take advantage of it because the weekly already shown us that it's ready to sell, while the daily is still at least maybe probably still pushing forward to come and show us that it's selling. But we're going to check the 4 hours. The 4 hours to will correlate with whatever we have. So now basically, as you can all see right here, let's take it 9 to right here on the 4 hours. Let's start from somewhere. Still not correct. I need to correct it. Okay, the market broke this structure right there. We have it here, right? Then the market go ahead and break another structure. We have it breaking structure upward. Then we have from that point to this low. Then from there we have a break of structure downward here, and the market has from here to there, then still break it down. We have from there to here, then still come again, break it down here, then we have from this equal to here. The market came above again, break it, then we have from that low to this high, and again market still come, break it at this point, then we have from this low to this high, still come again, equal this high, and we have from here to that low. Right here now the market is on the downtrend. I don't have anything to say. No matter what, I'm supposed to say it from beginning that the market is on the downtrend. So we have from here to this point is our downtrend on the 4 hours. I think I'm talking too low. This is like I'm getting tired. I don't know why. Sitting down is always getting me tired, but if I'm at work, I'm always tired. So let's go. That's for the 4 hours. And for the 1 hour. 1 hour, I don't really like marking trend on 1 hour. But we can see what is going on in the 1 hour. The 1 hour is a little bit choppy. So I don't really use the line chart for the 1 hour. I use the candlestick for the 1 hour to identify if the market is ready for us or not. But at the same time, I use the 1 hour and the 15 minutes to look for my trade entry, which we're going to be testing this week. We're going to be testing our reason for entering trade, and we're going to be testing how to enter a trade. Right now, the first thing we did was to mark out the trend of the market. The trend of the weekly time frame is a downtrend, while the daily time frame, on the daily time frame, we have a uptrend, and while on the 4 hours we have a downtrend. If you check the correlation of this trend, we have the daily, the weekly, and the 4 hours together. The weekly is downtrend, then the 4 hours is downtrend, but the daily time frame is still on the uptrend. To see it is until they break the low, the higher low. That is when we prove it that the market is already downtrend on the daily. But as of for now, the 4 hours and the weekly are on the same page, which means the 4 hours is on the weekly time frame same page, and there's high probability the market and the daily time frame still go ahead and break structure upward, so that it can give us a new structural base down to come and take out, so that to prove us downtrend. But let's see. I want to change my chart to candlestick so that we can see the 4 hours. As you can see, marking all this thing, we only mark the body. While we are using line chart, we only mark the body of our candles. The body of our candle, you can see now right here, you can see right here, it was on the body of the candle, which identify the real trend of the market. The wicks doesn't show on the line chart, but that's why we use the 4 hours and the candlestick to identify the wick in the markets, the wicks in the market. So let's go down to the weekly time frame first. You can see the weekly time frame, we have this and this to be our trend. So at this point, there's no way I can see a head and shoulder pattern at that point there, until I change it down to the line chart. That was when I was able to identify that there was a head and shoulder pattern before the market broke the shoulder and came back to come and retest at this point, then close bearish for last week. And we are going to close bearish for sure, because the market has gone down for long, and the opening of the market cannot push it so much up like that. So you can see that. I think I need to pause and drink water, because so as I was saying, there's no way I can know that there's a head and shoulder pattern right there. I would have just maybe picked it up and at this point we had a head and shoulder. I showed you guys on the line chart, and I think I will still take it back to the chart. Then we have a break of structure, a break of the shoulder, and this is a pullback. I took the market how many weeks? I think 1, 2 to break, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks to pull back and touch the shoulder. But at this point, we should be expecting a long sell. Seeing this weekly time frame to come and disturb me, I'm busy. Okay. So as I was saying, seeing this weekly time frame, right? Due to what I've learned on TechRis class, and I learned from TechRis too. I don't have to put that. Let's take it away. So due to what I've learned, draw on liquidity is one of the major things that's going to help me in this kind of trade, right? So we have weekly this weekly primary draw on liquidity below here, and the secondary draw liquidity above there, which makes this weekly bearish, right? So now, what we're expecting this week, I'm expecting the market to seek a POI around this weekly, inside this weekly. I'm looking for the market, I'm waiting for the market to just look for a POI around here, then show us the rejection and continue the trend downward, which will make the next weekly candle bearish. If it doesn't take it out, it has to take the primary draw on liquidity. I don't know if you guys understand this, but it's going to be very, very, very hard. I don't know how to explain things, but I'm still going to learn. Everything I'm saying here, I mean, so many people will not understand because they are still just probably just new to the market, and all this thing I'm saying might just be new to them. Draw on liquidity, break of structure, many of you I have understand, maybe come into this step of understanding. So as I was saying, let's go down to the daily. We have a break of structure right there. We're looking for a POI. I want to mark it out. I want to use the gang box. This is not a gang box, right? So this is a normal box, right? But I use the 50% of the box, like cutting the box into two. It is used from week to week. So if you're going to check that from week to week, let me change the color of that. Make it a little big. Yes. So now, guys, here's what I'll be waiting for. This is the daily time frame. Normally, I won't call this a break of structure because the market was on the uptrend here, rejected, was supposed to break structure before coming down to come and break this low, right? We might go to GBP USD and find out that the market already break structure and come back to GBP and USD and Euro USD are almost the same thing. They're almost doing the same thing, so we cannot really align them together. So all we're going to be waiting for is, for the weekly time frame is bearish, I'll be waiting for the market, the daily time frame, to pull back into the 50% of this gang box. I call it gang box, but it's not gang box, it's normal box. I pierce it into two, so to calculate my own gang box, because I'm on TradingView. I can easily use my what do we call this, to mark it out, but not really much. So this is what I'm expecting for the market for this week, a downtrend. But there's high probability the market will just and come back down and do this, because the market can do anything. We don't control it, but we just analyze and understand what the market does before we do anything. So right here, that's what I'm expecting for this week, and I'm expecting the market to get to this point before we can search for our entry point. That's our order block right there. Order block. Let's change the color to pink or any just random color. Do it a little bit. It's okay. Right there. So I'll be waiting for the market. I'm waiting for the market to pull into this, give us a confirmation. See, there's one thing that is affecting me. I don't wait for market to play out before I just start pushing my own trade. But this time around, I must wait for it. I must wait for that confirmation. So this time around, we wait for the market to pull into these points and give us the trend we want. And we're going to be using the little stop loss, but I'm not going to that now. Stop loss and TP is not the topic for today. So let's go down to the 4 hours and see what we have drawn there. There will be so many obstruction on the 4 hours, because the 4 hours, if the 4 hours is made to go there, it will have to break some structural point first. But let's see how the market reacts for this week. We have a break of structure right there. Market will have to go back, break the structure, consolidate, then pull down, break structure, then continue the trend. I think that's what I'll be expecting. Anyhow it is, we're going to see this week, but I've marked my major points out for us to have our trade for this week. You can see that. Very simple, right? But it's not that simple. So let's go down to GBPUSD. This video is already going longer than I think. GBPUSD weekly time frame. Then we change it to line chart. So GU, EU, they are always almost having the same thing, but at this point, the market is really tricky. Let me change this to going back and reduce the confidence. Let's start from here. Break of structure, break of structure. Is low, is low. Then we have this place broken, which makes this high, this low. While we broken again. While this place broken, this place is broken. Of this high, is low, which make it downtrend. Then the market came around, break this one. Then we have this low, this high, making it a uptrend. Uptrend. Weekly time frame is an uptrend. This is it, right? Yes. So GBPUSD has a little bit different situation around it, but let's go down to the daily time frame. You can see GBPUSD already broke structure, while USD is about to. Same thing I was saying that time. So right here we have the structural broken. We need this low, this high, another structural broken again, this point, making this low, this high, another breaking, high, low. The market took it just like that. So we're going to be waiting for is a reaction from this point to go back and continue the trend downward right here. But at this point you're still marking the trend, so let's see what we have. And from that high, I don't know why you always make me to change your number. On to the 4 hours. So we'll mark out the trend on the daily, the weekly, and the 4 hours. So what do we have? We have the weekly. We have the weekly as a uptrend, the daily downtrend, and the 4 hours downtrend. So in this strategy, we're going to be very strict with one thing. Is it that the daily or the 4 hours is on the same side to make the weekly come together, or is it that the weekly or the daily and the same side to make the 4 hours come together? So everything has to correlate, or the three has to correlate together. So now at this point, GBP/USD is giving us daily time and weekly time frame bullish, daily time frame bearish, 4 hours time frame bearish, which is basically telling us that the main trend we are having here is a bearish trend because of mainly two. On our EURUSD, we are having the main trend. We do not have the main trend, yes, because we have the weekly as bearish, we have the daily bullish, while the 4 hours bearish. So they are not really correlating like that. The only one who has to be correct now is the daily. The daily has to be corrected to make it confusing for us to say, okay, the market is bearish. But as for now, the GBP/USD is a bearish clearly trend. So what are we waiting for? What are we going to be expecting next week? What do we want to see in the market before you can take any trade? As of for now, starting from the weekly time frame, as of for now, the market is already a bearish trend last week, right? So what do we expect in the whole thing if you want to sell? We can also buy too, but it will be like a counter trend where we want to follow the retracement back to where the market is maybe probably just going to move up to them before it starts selling. But now we have a selling candle right here, which you can all see. We have a bearish candle for last week, which you can all see, and we are having a primary drawn liquidity on the downside, while our secondary drawn liquidity is on the upside. So our primary drawn liquidity is the major one we should be looking towards to for the trend. So while the secondary is just there for the market to, if the market already taking it out, we do not really need the secondary drawn liquidity. The main drawn liquidity we need to look for is the primary, which is the down, which is making the candle downtrend. So if the market wants to take out anything, that's to go into the body of the candle, the weekly candle, to search for POIs, which you're going to want to check on the daily candle, on the daily time frame first. Go and check on the daily and the 4 hours time frame to figure out where the POIs are in the weekly candle. So let's go down into the daily frame. Sorry, I don't know why I'm doing it. So on daily, we have a breakout structure, right? And the delivery of the breakout structure is this. I showed you guys the gang box I drew that time. I can call it down too. Yeah. Let's use the wick down there. Something like a gang box. Right there. So that's the delivery of the downtrend. So let's look for the midpoints. Yeah, so that is the midpoints. So we've drawn the midpoint, we've drawn the gang box, sorry for saying. So now all we need to draw again is the fair value gap. The order block. But the fair value gap, I don't really much care about fair value gap, but let's go for order block. I want to change the color of this to, I think it was green I used for the other one. Okay, I think white. Let's use this. Then we'll put the pink on top. So that's the other block. You should use the second one so that in case you can see the other block is inside the gang box, the midpoint. Marking the gang box is this line and this one, right? This one's this and this. This is the midpoint of the gang box. So this is the major. Let's say this is the 50%. This line is the 50% of the gang box. This line right here is the 50% of the gang box. So let me change the color of this to our pink mark. I think that's this one I used. Yeah. So now all we're going to be waiting for next week is, and I think I'll be taking the counter trade at the same time, because going back to the upside will be very easy. But we won't be targeting the other block. We'll be targeting just little move before we get there. But I want to show you guys what we have. We are looking forward to the market to get here, show us a reaction, then we get down and continue the trend with them. That is it, as simple as that. But at this point, I have something I want to show you guys again. To show you guys right here. The same thing I did there is what I will do here. Okay, drawing it back, we have our 50% copy. I want you guys to see this, what happened last week, where the market was pursuing to go to last week. So guys, this is what I want to show you guys. You can see that the same thing we drew up here, right here, like the market will pull back to it, then drop, was what happened right here. The market pull up, consolidate, then drop down to come and touch this gang box 50% right there. Then what are we expecting next week? The market to pull, consolidate a little bit around that 1 hour, 4 hours, pull back to this gang box, then we have a downtrend right there. So everything I'm drawing is just like jaga, but let me draw the major point I'm doing here. We have a point here. This is a fair value gap here. So the market should touch it, move to this fair value gap above here, continuation of the trend downward. That's what we're expecting from GU this week. So all this is just to explain something to you guys. I will delete them away. I'm taking them away now. So the major one we're looking for now is going down to the 4 hours. I'm waiting for the 4 hours to create a structural point, break it. Then we're going to be looking forward to buy to this upside, to this point. Then we're looking for our selling points there. So that's that for AUSD and GBPUSD. You can see this thing is already stressing me out, but I'm still trying my best to understand how I'm going to do it, because I'm still going to go through editing this video. So this is what you are expecting for tomorrow, next week trade. And if we do not see any of it, we're going to just hold on and keep our money for the next few weeks. I don't want to be trading too much of pair. By next month, we are going to be analyzing different pairs for the month. That is, we're going to be choosing 2 different pairs. that we're going to be trading for the whole month. Right, this month I choose GBP/USD and EURUSD to trade for this whole month, and trading it, we're going to be risking just 5% of our account. I'm risking 5% of our account. And what else again? We're going to be taking a good strategy, and this strategy I'm taking you guys through, I don't really know, but let's test it. We are still on testing it, right? I'm still on testing it. It's just like I'm training, right? So I think that's for that, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, Corex. I'm just trying to build up this channel and building up a community where you can chat together. And if you want to check me out, you can check me out on my WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number is on my bio, and you can also check out our WhatsApp group that I've created to bring a few communities together to work together. It's also on my bio. On Telegram, we also have our Telegram there where I show you guys the trades I want to have for the weeks, and everything is also there. Though I've not really started using that Telegram, but at this point I'm still trying to grow up myself, bring up myself to the next level, to understand how to start creating content around my life and showing you guys what I have to bring to the table in the trading journey. I don't know, my English sometimes I always move. So okay guys, that is everything we have for now. So what we are going to be doing is we're going to be expecting and holding on for the market to give us its own part before we move to trading this week. Pray this week, get us more money and help us to grow our account to the limit we want it to get to. So please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, contact on my bio if you need any information, and if you want me to add anything to this content that you feel like, oh, if you feel like there's something I'm not adding to this content that you want me to add to it, then you can add it. Tell me on the comment section so I can make correction of anything there. So that's that for that, guys. Corex, thanks for watching this video. I'm really happy you watched it. Bye.